If you're still wondering why Qiuyuan's kit hasn't shown up in Crossing Stars yet, it looks like Kuro is cooking something special behind the scenes. Apparently, they decided to hand him a last-minute upgrade so massive it practically turns him into a brand new character. And yes, that means he's now borderline must-pull. This isn't your standard number bump. This is a full-scale makeover that turns Qiuyuan from smooth to silky, from strong to unreasonably powerful, and from satisfying to dangerously addictive. So let's break down what changed and why players are already calling this one of the best glow-ups in Wuthering Waves so far. Things are about to get spicier than your favorite curry dish. Welcome back to the channel. Kamusta sa inyo lahat? So, before I start, I want to apologize again for the AI voice. I'm currently on retreat and had to make these videos in a hurry, so in order to do that, I was forced to use the help of AI, which I usually reserve only for my shorts. However, do note that when I return, I will be using my real voice, so please don't let this AI bother you. Also, please take all these info with a grain of salt, as they are not yet confirmed. The most immediate difference you'll feel comes from his resonance skill, which now feels completely reborn. Previously, Qiuyuan would slow down whenever he was hit mid-skill, breaking the momentum of his otherwise sleek animations and making him feel clunky and awkward during fast-paced fights. You'd start a combo with all the confidence in the world, only to get tapped by a stray projectile and watch the whole flow collapse like a poorly built sandcastle. But now, that limitation is gone, and it's not a subtle tweak, it's a total liberation of his moveset. His skill grants complete immunity to interruptions, meaning he can finish his combo animation without getting knocked off balance, no matter how chaotic the battlefield gets. It's a massive quality of life improvement that finally lets him play as intended, fluid, uninterrupted, and unstoppable. Every swing, dash, and slash now feels deliberate and satisfying, giving players the sensation of controlling a truly confident fighter who refuses to be staggered by anything less than an earthquake. Then there's the post-dodge attack upgrade, and this one is way juicier than it sounds. Originally, it only gave him a modest damage reduction buff, which was decent but not amazing, more of a polite handshake than a real defensive tool. The rework replaces that with something way more impactful: total immunity to the next incoming hit, plus an instant dodge counter that feels as flashy as it is deadly. So instead of just tanking damage like a stoic punching bag, Qiuyuan now responds with a punishing cinematic counterattack the moment he's threatened. Every dodge becomes an opportunity for payback, every hitbox a trap waiting to be punished. This single change doesn't just elevate his survivability, it completely transforms how players can approach combat. You're no longer avoiding hits out of fear, you're baiting them on purpose, turning every dodge into a statement of dominance. It adds a layer of reactive skill expression that makes him feel alive in your hands, forcing opponents to think twice before trying to interrupt your flow. Now let's talk about his team value. His Forte Circuit passive buff used to provide a 20% team-wide echo skill damage bonus. That's been bumped up to 30%. It might sound small, but in practice, that 10% difference drastically increases the team's overall burst output. Whether you're running him alongside heavy echo skill users or just want to boost your resonance chain synergy, this passive now solidifies his position as both a damage dealer and a reliable team buffer. Now, the real fireworks come from his resonance chain upgrades. Let's start with Resonance Chain 3. This one got completely reworked to add new functionality. It now deals bonus damage when Qiuyuan leaves the field, improves his combo strings, and buffs his outro skill's power. This effectively makes him more flexible for team rotations, encouraging quick-swap gameplay where he can jump in, deal massive bursts, and tag out with style. And then there's the big one, Resonance Chain 6. This final chain got a total overhaul. The old vortex mechanic is gone, replaced with a periodic damage over time effect that scales incredibly well in sustained fights. Even better, it adds a short window of 100% crit damage boost, allowing him to shred through enemies like never before. It's a peak moment of destructive potential that rewards timing and proper setup. The stagnation effect also got extended from 3 to 5 seconds, giving more breathing room for players to maximize his combos. However, it now triggers specifically from his heavy attack of the 4th hit of his basic attack. That small adjustment might seem like a nerf, but in reality, it just pushes players to engage with his advanced combo mechanics more strategically. But that's not all, because Kuro also decided to give Qiuyuan's damage multipliers the gym treatment. Yes, even his liberation finally got off the treadmill. One of the biggest complaints about Qiuyuan was that his numbers felt a little polite, like he'd gently tap enemies on the shoulder and whisper, "Excuse me, may I damage you?" Well, not anymore. Now he's hitting like he just read his own hate comments. To all the doubters who swore he'd never do decent numbers, congratulations, you are now officially the test dummies for his new damage output. His liberation and skill scaling have been juiced up so much that enemies are practically filing HR complaints after every combo. It's the kind of glow-up that makes even his haters squint at the screen, pretending it's skill issue when it's clearly pain. Honestly, it's refreshing to see him finally live up to his animation flair and deliver the kind of satisfying revenge arc every underdog dreams of. One small adjustment worth mentioning is his Forte Circuit mechanic. Only the final hit of Forte Circuit counts as echo skill damage, which might slightly lower the total multipliers on certain builds. But honestly, that's a fair trade-off considering all the raw buffs he's received across the board. So what does this mean in terms of the meta? Qiuyuan used to be the guy everyone politely ignored at the party, stuck between Galbrena's hype and Chisa's Havoc Bane. He became the easy skip for players who only cared about raw DPS numbers, basically the sacrificial lamb for those who think support units don't deserve love. But here's the thing, this is a team-based game, and supports are the ones who secretly decide who lives and who wipes. The meta always swings back to utility and consistency, and Qiuyuan just got both in spades. With his echo skill buffs and crit damage boost, he's practically future-proof. The longer Wuthering Waves goes on, the more echo skill-based units will show up. And guess who will be waiting there like a smug prophet of meta-relevance? Yup, Qiuyuan. Pulling him isn't just about flexing your gacha luck. It's an investment in your future sanity. You won't get his kind of damage support from any echo or patch gimmick. He's the only one handing out these buffs like Oprah with free cars. And with the last-minute QOL upgrades Kuro dropped on him, he's shaping up to be the real must-have of version 2.7, the kind of unit people will regret skipping when the next banner drops and they realize they needed him all along. The takeaway here is simple. Qiuyuan's entire kit feels reborn. The rework gives him more power, more consistency, and more synergy with modern team setups. He's gone from feeling situational and clunky to a reliable core resonator who can stand toe-to-toe with the top-tier damage dealers in Wuthering Waves. His new defensive mechanics reward precision, his upgraded passives boost allies, and his resonance chains transform him into a late-game monster. If this video resonated with you, please leave a like and subscribe for additional 15% gacha luck, and if you hit the bell, that amount doubles. Thank you so much for watching, maraming salamat po, and I will see you in the next video drop. Goodbye.